Hey everybody, it's Rob here. We just got a bunch of new unique and rework updates here directly from Blizzard. There's a post here by Wowhead that a fellow content creator, Don the Crown, shared. He was also part of some of the meetings that we had, and we were allowed to talk about this publicly. So there is about 18 uniques here that have been reworked, existing uniques that have been reworked. And this is not all of them. There will be more uniques reworked. I think every single unique, in fact, is getting a rework. So right now you can see here the first details. So there are generic uniques here like Fist of Fate. This is the old Fist of Fate, so just a bunch of lucky hit. And the new Fist of Fate will actually have attack speed, it will have crit chance, and it will have 50% lucky hit. That is insane, as well as a 50% chance to apply a random crowd control effect, plus the secondary stat as well. So this actually can be upgraded to 100% lucky hit chance. I think it's gonna be freaking fantastic. So Fist of Fate eating good now, man. Finally crit chance, attack speed, lucky hit. And if you crit this on Masterworking, you can get up to 100% lucky hit. Insane. Flicker Step here also is reworked. This is the current stats, and the new stats look like this. So it's getting two inherits. Attack reduce evade cooldown by 2.5 seconds. Not by 1.5, but 2.5. This is especially insane for sorceresses and other classes that rely a lot on evades. And you also get a second inherit effect where you also get the movement speed. So this is looking really strong. We have movement speed, we have 300 ultimate damage, we have lightning res, and we have damage reduction, plus obviously the secondary effect. Then we have the Frostburns here. This is the current one. This is also getting a rework. So they have lucky hit, attack speed now, and 180% fire and cold damage. This is particularly crazy with the Sorcerer stuff, because the Sorcerer is also getting a cap increase to their passives where you can scale fire and cold damage into multiplicative damage on top of the additive. You also have lucky hit, 40% chance to deal up to 4k cold or fire damage, and obviously a 60% chance to freeze enemies for 3 seconds on lucky hit. So these are like just 3 examples of generic uniques. Again, all the uniques are getting a rework. Let's get to the Barb here. So we have the Fields of Crimson also being reworked. It has now 130 vulnerable and herald, which synergizes very well with the hemorrhage passive. This is the current version, so it's very weak. And the new version looks like this. So you're also getting 270 strength, 550% damage to bleeding enemies. So the additive is obviously not on the crazy strong side, but even if you have 5,000 additive already, this thing still will give you like 12, 13, 15% damage depending. We're also getting increased rupture explosion size, so they are kind of going with the theme where they are adding the temper manuals to the weapons, like thematically that fit, right? So it would make sense to add rupture explosion size right here on the Fields of Crimson. We are also getting rupture cooldown reduction. This is already on the item right now, and it still stays on the item. So, pretty cool. I'm not sure if it's enough to make it viable, but definitely a lot of positive changes here. We have the Battle Trance. This is the Frenzy Amulet. It's now getting, this is the old Frenzy one, so no crit chance and stuff. So now it has crit chance, it has damage reduction, it has 3 to Frenzy, 6 to Duelist. So this is already giving you 18% attack speed. And then this can be upgraded, of course. So you can get like a total of 9 ranks. And also the Frenzy stack has not really been changed. I don't think it's enough to make Frenzy viable, sadly, on the Barbarian. But certainly a change in the right direction, but nowhere near enough, in my opinion. Then we have the 100,000 steps here. This is basically becoming a walking arsenal bonus. So I'm going to link this article from Wowhead in the description. But the problem is here, we know that there is many Barb nerfs coming, and the same is coming to the walking arsenal. Here it's going down from 12 to 8. So I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do here with the 100,000 steps, because walking arsenal was already not played and now is nerfed. So it's definitely not going to be played, most likely. And yeah, but still a couple of cool things here. You invade grants attack speed. So that's pretty cool. And I would assume it can also stack if you get additional evade charges. So that could potentially be some damage increase. Attack speed on the boots, which is pretty rare. We have movement speed generic and movement speed per walking arsenal bonus. So you can get up to 3. That's another 21% movement speed. Damage to stunned enemies and ground stomp size. And then also, of course, here, after you activate the final walking arsenal key passive bonus, again, which is like just attacking with 3 weapons. then you are gaining 100 Fury and proccing a Ground Storm. So pretty cool. So these are the 3 Barb Uniques and the 3 generic Uniques. Again, like more Uniques are getting a rework. Like, you know, Banished Lord's Talisman is getting a rework. You know, the Ramaladi's weapon is getting a rework. So there might still be some cool stuff for the Barb and other classes as well. For Uniques on the Druid, we have the great Staff of Crone. This is the current version. It's now getting reworked, 100 crit damage, 270 close damage, and here very interesting, new FX Storm Strike chains to 2 targets. So this is definitely helping the AoE potential of this build quite a bit. We're also getting 4 ranks to basic skills rather than just Claw. And also Claw is a Storm skill and also casts Storm Strike at 200%. That's pretty crazy. Then we have the Mad Wolf's Glee here, a very good speed farm chest of the past, and now even better for speed farming. 1500 max life. So this has been doubled basically. We have Werewolf attack speed. We have, and this is crazy, basically an additive bonus, it seems, to the Lupin Ferocity effect here, where you are basically getting a 70x multiplier, and this one is increased by 17.5%. So this is actually like a bonus to the multiplier, as far as I understand this. We will have to test this in the game, but it looks pretty strong. And then we're also getting 5 ranks to a gate passive here, which gives you 5 times 4. It gives you 20% movement speed already, and then you can upgrade this further, right? So it's gonna be some pretty crazy stuff here. But I would think you would wanna crit and upgrade the Lupin Ferocity. And Werewolf is your true form, and you now gain 5 ranks to all Werewolf skills. So this is another like 50% damage almost, right? And then we have the Wolf Druid, which was already performing like decently well, now getting even more buffs for the Storm Companion. This is like the pants. 25% Wolf attack speed, 85% lucky hit chance for the Pack Leader. So I'm in here right now. Pack Leader is this one here. Whenever you lucky hit, your critical strike has a 25% chance to reset the cooldown of your companion skills. So this will basically mean that you can probably completely spam your wolves, because you spam them, they crit, you get a reset. Because 85% plus 25%, again, sounds to me like it's gonna have a 100% chance to happen on a lucky hit, depending on the final mechanic here. Let me know what you think in the comments. But it looks pretty strong, in my opinion. We also have damage reduction from close enemies and 5 ranks to wolves. That stays. So pretty cool. The Wolf Companion, I think in my tier list, he's also like not looking like all too bad. I have it in B tier. And it did like 120 here on the PTR, and it looks like to be quite a bit stronger now with these changes. So that's very cool to see. Then we are getting Uniques here for the Necromancer. We're getting the chest here for the Blood Orbs. This is the current effect. And now it has max life, it has damage after picking a Blood Orb. Blood Orb restores essence. Ranks to Bone Spirit. And again, whenever you just pick up 3 Blood Orbs, a free Bone Spirit is spawned. So I remember like this used to one-shot Lilith, and with Bone Spirit eating good in general and getting yet another buff here from, I think it was several changes to the Paragon nodes here, for example, to Bloodbath is now a 1.7x, so this is even stronger. And you can also cast these Bone Spirits even more frequently. So it's looking like a pretty strong build. I think it's going to be, it was already S tier here on the PTR, and I think it's going to be potentially S plus tier, because the strongest Necro build yet gets another buff here. I'm not quite sure if you will play these chests, but it got another buff with the passives. So that's with the Paragon changes here to the Bloodbath. So that's looking pretty promising, like I saw in my last video. And then we have the Howl from below, new unique gloves. Lucky hit chance, corpse attack speed, corpse explosion, fierce. I'm not really feeling too positive about this one. I myself, I'm not a big fan of like fearing enemies and having them run away. It always like kind of, you know, slows down the gameplay to me, but it's certainly a unique effect, and maybe there's some crazy synergy that you can use with this. And then corpse explosion ranks. That is the old stats. And these are the new stats, so they just doubled their attack speed again. And yeah, completely new here with the corpse explosion, fierce and slow. So let me know how you feel about this. Is this going to help the Necro? I almost feel like this is kind of a downside. But then again, Necro can be pretty squishy, so maybe it's good. We'll see, let me know in the comments. And then here, a very big one, Lidless Wall. So this is the current Lidless Wall. And the new Lidless Wall has 4 inherent affixes. It has block chance, block damage reduction, main damage, and then also new here, total armor percent on the inherit rather than just thorns. Then you also have 3000 armor base. You have bone storm duration. So this is definitely going to ensure 100% bone storm uptime, I feel, on the entire class. Because they also buffed this to 45 from 30%. So this becomes even stronger as well. And then we're also having cooldown reduction on a shield. So this is going to be very cool for the Necromancer. And bone skills. So bone necro stonks are going up even further and further. Really cool stuff. Then we have the Rogue Uniques. So here we have the Wind Force. They reworked the item like it no longer knockbacks on the secondary. It gives 130 inherit. It gives 80 movement speed, 55 chance for Barrage to cast twice. So again, going with like the temper changes and with the temper stuff here. We're getting 4 to Barrage and 2 to Malice, which is a really good passive. And then yeah, 50% chance to knock down enemies and deal double damage. And then we have the Eyes in the Dark here, new unique or changed unique pants. This is the old ones. Now they give 1400 life, 300 ultimate damage, 15% damage reduction from enemies affecting by your trap skills. And this is like very hard to come by. So pretty good. And plus 4 ranks to Aftermath, some pretty crazy healing and resource generation after using ultimates. So big synergy here with your ultimates. And then we have the Saboteur's Signet here. So this is how it looks at the moment. And the new stuff is going to have 275 grenade damage, 42 stun grenade size, 1 energy when a stun grenade explodes. So very cool way of restoring energy. And also cooldown reduction, again, on a ring. Pretty powerful if you're asking me. And then last but not least, guys, the Sorcerer. This one has also the most changes that we know of so far. So Axel Conduit is obviously getting a bug fix, so it's not going to deal 4 quadrillion damage. I'm still hoping that this was not everything. I'm not 100% sure. They still might buff this and buff Chain Lightning Sorc in general. I certainly hope so. But they did fix the infinite damage bug. And then here, really interesting, the Staff of Lam Essen could be potential. This is the current stats for a Charge Bolt build. The new stats, 170% lightning damage, 360 int. So this wasn't even there on the item. And 360 int is a lot. Like you can masterwork this for basically double. So you can have like 700 intelligence on this staff alone if you masterwork the intelligence. You have the temporal things again, chance for Charge Bolt to cast twice. You have 50% resource cost reduction. You can also masterwork this probably to like 90%. So it's not going to cost, you're not going to have any mana problems. It gives you 6 strength to Charge Bolt. So that is actually a tremendous buff to Charge Bolts. We will see how it turns out in the end. But Charge Bolts certainly seems like a possibility now. Then we have the Fractured Winter Glass here, already a very strong item, solid 8 here already. And this is getting a rework and a buff. This is the current stats. And the new stats, 25 res, 75 non-physical damage. Again, scaling with the Sorcerer's, you know, newly achieved Paragons here. Burning Instinct going up, Ceaseless Conduit going up, Elemental Summoner going up, Frigid Fate going up, Searing Heart going up, and Icefall going up. So this is insane. So this is like additive, but also a multiplier. We have 70% chance for Frozen Orb to cast twice now on the amulet. And we also have Conjuration cooldowns are reduced by 0.3 seconds whenever Frozen Orb explodes. So you can probably do like some almost 0 cooldown Conjuration. On top of this, Conjuration Mastery is insane and gives you a multiplier per active Conjuration. Also getting a 4 ranks here on this amulet. So you can probably get like +8. You can get like rank 11, rank 12 Conjuration Mastery. For some I think this is going to like double your damage in total. It's going to be insane. And next to all the Sorc buffs here, you know, your core and mastery skills are all getting more damage as well. And Sorcerer is getting a rework to intelligence, and it gives you another damage multiplier here of about 16%. So overall, I think this Frozen Orb Sorc is going to be dealing double damage or even more than double damage of what it is doing right now on the live server. So this goes up like 10 pit tiers or something. It's fucking insane. Then we have Blue Roast here, last but not least. So this was 18 unique items we could showcase. And you can see here 10 all res, 10 cold res, inherit, 11 crit chance, so much higher than on other rings. 170 cold damage. Again, you can scale this with the Sorcerer passives here. There's like a cold ones here and stuff like that scale with your cold damage. I think it's this one here, Frigid Fate. So instead of 1.3, it's now 1.6 multiplier with your code, and it's getting 20%. So this also is a multiplier as well as additive. You have ice spike damage and chance for ice spikes exploding twice. And then the secondary effect here, I believe, is, I think, unchanged. Like, this is just like depending on which weapon you wear, but it looks like a lot of damage now. Yeah, and that is basically the 18 uniques that we got to see. Obviously, there is still more stuff coming, guys. Every unique, and they literally said every unique is getting a rework for this Season 5 patch. And it's mainly buffs across the board. And the goal for Blizzard is that we are wearing 2 to 4 unique items in our builds. So this is looking fantastic. Obviously, there are a lot of class balance changes as well. And a lot more to be figured out. I'll probably make some follow-up videos here on class balance. We'll draft and early tier lists and stuff. But yeah, super cool here. And thanks again for Wowhead and to Don the Crown, who shared some of his notes here as well, because I did not take notes on every single thing. It was like a quite extensive preview that we got. But yeah, every unique is getting this treatment, guys. Right now, I'm kind of like feeling not super excited, at least about the Barb changes. You may have seen that there are a lot of significant nerfs coming to the Barb, especially around the key passives. And I just feel right now there's not much really exciting to look forward to, not much new in Season 5 for Barbs rather than just nerfs. But we'll see. Again, guys, we have not seen the entire patch notes. And I still haven't given up hope that there's going to be some cool new stuff, such as, you know, reworks to some of the unique items here as well. For example, the Unbroken Chain getting a damage multiplier, for maybe the possibility of having like a new build of Iron Maelstrom, or even like, you know, getting some buffs to like Steel Grasp and maybe play a build, you know, around the Third Blade or something. We will see. But Deathblow was already not performing that well, which was the only viable Third Blade build. And obviously Deathblow is also getting hit hard by these passives. But overall, guys, super cool to see, especially reworks to all these like generic uniques. I'm pretty sure every build and every class will benefit from these changes here in some kind of way. I mean, 100% lucky hit on Fist of Fates. I'm all for it. So let's go. Again, the article is going to be in the description, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. I will see you soon with more updates. GG. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.